Well, hello and welcome back to our series on prayer and stress relief. And today I'd like to talk a little bit about physical touch and using touch in prayer. I don't know if you have been with somebody in prayer where you've laid hands on them or held hands, but that can be, if used correctly, a wonderful means to connect with someone during a time of prayer. But there are also techniques where you are in physical contact with someone or something while you're praying just for your own sense of relief. Today I brought a homemade cross with me. This is one of those little things that I keep in my office. I could have pulled any number of objects off the shelf that I might use during time of prayer, but I, for whatever reason, was drawn to this one today. And the technique just involves holding and rubbing your fingers across something as you pray. This, specifically with this one, it's very good if you're going to pray for somebody to touch something that they are associated with. So for me, the person who made this, or somebody who it reminds me of. You might grab a small cross, smaller than this, like a small wooden cross, and just hold it in your hand and rub your fingers on it as a means of prayer to remind yourself of Jesus during that time. This is where our Anglican brothers and sisters or our Roman Catholic brothers and sisters have a great advantage over most Protestants in that they use prayer beads. Prayer beads are a wonderful technique. I kind of regret not grabbing those today, but you take a strand of beads and hold them one at a time to repeat your prayers. So if you have 6, 7, 8 things in your mind to pray about, you can run those beads through your hands. Many rosaries and many sets of prayer beads will have one that's, after a certain number, they'll have one that's different, and you rub your hands through those prayers, and then you hit that different one and you know it. But just rubbing your hand on something tactile while you pray can help relieve stress in your life as you focus in. Just like we did last week on focusing with the eyes, this is focusing with the hands and allowing you, especially in times of stress, you might want to close your eyes and shut down visually, because that the vision centers of our brain can be very stimulating just naturally. And so to shut down the vision center helps us de-stress. Well, very many people also like to do that in prayer, just to shut their eyes and connect to God without that visual interruption. And so having this idea of a cross especially, or prayer beads in your hand, and rubbing your thumb on that while you're praying can be very calming, can be very relaxing, but also can help focus your mind on something. In the case of a cross, like I'm doing right now, you rub your thumb on it and feel the arms of the cross and how they interact. Touch them, feel what it, get that sense of what the cross is. This one is much more soft than like a wooden one. And so feeling that, how soft it is and how comforting that can be. Or in the case of a wooden cross, how strong. I can remember a story of a man praying with a cross and saying that brought him strength when he was weak. So when you are praying through stress, focusing in on something soft like this can help you to relax and feel the comfort of God. Or conversely, you feel that wooden or metal cross and you can feel the strength of God. Other things that you can use, and I can grab one off the shelf, would be something like this, where it's an object. This is a imitation of a first century oil lamp. So something like this I can use to give myself the picture of Jesus as the light of the world. The illumination and darkness. You guys know all those Psalms, all of those references in the Bible that talk about God is light. Your word is the light to my path. Jesus is the light of the world, these kinds of things. Well, having this when I'm struggling could be a reminder that my path is lit. And if I focus in on what I'm touching and feel the ridges, feel the clay, then that can be a sign of protection. Even something like this behind me, a communion cup, a small communion chalice, to feel that, to feel what that is and know what it is while I'm praying about the stress in my life, can work wonders, because it can focus my mind in on the cup that God gives us, the joy, the communion with saints, the forgiveness, all of the things that this cup represents. Feeling that and running my hand along it as I pray helps bring those ideas to life and to mind as I try to connect with God, especially when my world is feeling out of sorts and I don't know where I'm headed, which, that's a lot of stress. Something tactile. So I hope that this week you'll be able to find your homemade cross or a little store-bought cross or something that you can touch while you're praying and hold to your hands to help remind you of God's love and God's peace as you are praying through all of that. I hope you have a great week, and I'm going to hopefully I've got, I think, a few more ideas for how to enjoy your time of prayer and help to make it more relaxing and more of a stress relief than prayer just sometimes is. So until next time, God bless.